Good afternoon, Raider fans. Art Messenger and my sidekick Mark Bartek here at, is this called New Rochelle Field, Mike? What is it? This is William H. McKenna Field at New Rochelle High School for today's Raider Huguenot game. Mark, this looks like it's going to be a really big one again.
Well, it's a beautiful day for a football game. I think if I'm counting, it's the fifth beautiful day. The first three, of course, were rain days. And, of course, today is the season finale and the Raiders' chance to win an undisputed League 1A championship. They come in here with a 5-1 0 in the league and a 7-0-1 overall record. And this is their chance, perhaps, for a top seeding in the Conference 1A Bowl selection under the negative point system, which we can go into for our viewers in a second. Of course, for New Rochelle, they were stunned last week, 33-6, by the Roosevelt Indians. They come into the game with a 4-1 record in the league and 5-2 overall. For them, this is an all-or-none proposition, as you know, Art, because if they can win today against the Raiders, there'll be a tie for the League 1A championship, and then it will be up to the Bowl Selection Committee as to where they seed the teams.
I don't think that they're going to need any firing up for this game anyway, but just to have a bowl selection hanging in the process. We'll hold up here for our national anthem.
Previous injury and then hurt again, but he was there on the field as the team leader, not only for game situations, but every day at the practice field.
There's the kickoff to the Raiders, picked up by number 31, Jason Silverman. Silverman's out to the 40-yard line. So it'll be Raider ball, 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Yeah, Tom Lynch, that really hurt me personally when he went down because he was such a dedicated player, such a great guy. That was a real blow, I think, to everybody on the team. Tom, we felt it as much as you did, believe me.
We just hope, I'm sure the docs did their thing, and we wish him a speedy and healthy recovery and see him on a field of his pleasure in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, well, he's at Lenox Hill. He can't do any better than that, so I'm sure everything's going to work out okay.
That's right. That's where I believe Dr. Nicholas, the famous James Nicholas, who used to operate on the NamUs knees, and of course
he was a dependent, I think.
Exactly.
We have a New Rochelle player down on the field yet on the far side. He's getting up now. Number 42. Who is that, Mark? Looks like he's okay. He's coming off the field. Jermaine Hughes.
Van Heusen, I think they say. Let me see. Number 42 is Jermaine Hughes.
Okay, we'll set the Raider offense for you. At center, Dan Sagarin. At left guard, I was going to say Mark Bartek. Jamie Bartek. At left tackle, John Rydell. At right guard, Glenn Cahaley. At right tackle, Harry Jaffe. 1 second here while they run the play. 2. Brennan out for about 2 yards. Our vantage point here is not that great. We're lower on the field than we usually are.
That was a simple off-tackle play by Andrew to open up. Of course, we know by now the Scarsdale offensive scheme. We usually try to hit the middle, see what we can get. Jason Silverman usually leading, and then we go to the outside. And I look here, Art, perhaps for Kevin Walsh to open up today because I think he's recovered fully, and I think he has all his mobility back.
Yeah. Walsh went to Jason Silverman, the fullback, out to the 45-yard line. It will be 3rd and 5 for the Raiders. I don't know if Kevin Walsh is back to a full par yet. I saw him this morning, and I noticed something strange about him. He said he does have a cold, but he claims it won't affect his playing, but he didn't look like he was 100% to me this morning.
I think our passing game, though, Art, started to open up with a couple of quick over-the-middle plays. You'll remember to Jeff Cochran last week that were extremely effective.
There's a little delay to Silverman. Silverman did not make the line of scrimmage. Perhaps a yard loss on the play.
No, the defense of New Rochelle didn't buy. They had a delay there. It looked like he had a little bit of daylight for a second, but then he was swarmed by a sea of purple.
Right. Okay, to set the rest of the Scarsdale teams, Jeff Cochran at the tight end, Eric Bloomquist, the wide receiver, Doug Knopp at the slot back, Jason Silverman at the fullback, Andrew Brennan at the tail, and Kevin Walsh at quarterback. Jeff Cochran punting. Good punt.
Good coverage.
down to the 34-yard line of New Rochelle, where Scarsdale falls on the ball. It will be Huguenot ball, first and 10 from their own 34-yard line.
Well, this sets what's really the matchup today. We've got New Rochelle, which is the leading passing attack, I think, in the league. But for the exception of last week, Tommy Prudian, the junior quarterback, I think has thrown for over 215 yards in every game. And on the other side of the ledger, of course, we have the vaunted Scarsdale defense, led by what they now call the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Interception. Doug Knopp.
Number 19, straight ahead. Do we have a roster here?
1 yard carry by Omar Small. 2nd and 9.
I'm going to try and stay with you here on the New Rochelle. Let's see if we can set this New Rochelle backfield anyway.
That was Small.
Omar Small, number 19, in for about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Huguenots at their own 35-yard line. Prudian's favorite receiver is Nicky Wood, number 3. Let's see if he looks for him today. Here comes Small again around the right side. Small is out, and he's pushed out over midfield into Scarsdale territory. He's at the Scarsdale 47-yard line.
They came at him, Art, with a caravan around the right. That was a sweep play. Quite frankly, I think that was the longest sweep run against the Scarsdale defense that I can remember all season.
Right, what was that Small? That was number 14.
Number 14 is Darren Thomas.
Oh, that was Darren Thomas, okay.
The 5'9", 190-pound senior. And I think he's their bread and butter runner.
Okay. Prudian gives off straight ahead to the fullback. Seems to be scrambling. I think it was the fullback.
It's number 19, Omar Small.
That was Omar Small, okay.
He's the 5'11", 175-pound senior tailback.
He's the tailback.
Remember, fans,
What is Thomas playing?
support the moms and
They've
dads
got
club.
Thomas
50-50
listed
tickets.
also as
While they're
tailback.
hot.
Okay.
Guess they're running a double.
Okay, I see what.
formation.
Yeah, I didn't know what formation they were going out of. I didn't notice. Prudian to number 30 around the left end.
That was Small again.
Number 30 isn't Small.
I'm sorry, Art. That's Felix Ben Ahmed,
8
the
yards for
6'2",
Felix
180 senior fullback.
Out to the Raider 42-yard line, where it will be 3rd and about 3 yards for the Huguenots of New Rochelle.
For the last several weeks, Art, you might recall Coach Powell's been talking about the New Rochelle speed that he's been concerned about. I think he said repeatedly last week that this was the fastest set of backs that we'd face.
And there's a big breakthrough. He's down to the Scarsdale 30-yard line. I believe that was Thomas. Nope, number 3.
That was Pete Fratkin picking up the tackle. And
It
of
was
course,
Thomas, yeah.
Of course, any time you see your cornerback make the play, it means they're deep in Raider territory.
They're running the ball well against Scarsdale.
Yes, they are, Art. I don't think we've seen this kind of straightaway action against the Raider D, perhaps all season.
And he's smacked at the line of scrimmage, got out for perhaps a yard or two. It will be 2nd and 8.
Well, Art, we haven't seen Mr. Prudian go to the air yet. And whatever their plan is in terms of sticking to the ground, we know that their bread and butter is in the air.
Yeah, I don't think that Scarsdale's bread and butter on defense, too. I don't think they're going to go in the air until that running game is absolutely shut down. 2nd and 8. That's a Small for a big loss.
That was a
Out
big
to
nose
the 34-yard line.
Alexi
Alexi Mercedes, number 74. In there with Jeff Cochran, ready to give him some assistance, number 7.
Of course, they ran that right again. You'll see it's a slow developing play, and they seem to pick their hole. In effect, it's like a tailback option. He takes his time. I think he can go inside or go on the sweep, and they line a nice little caravan up in front and see what they can do with it. But that time, the Raiders strung it out and stopped them for negative yards.
Right, 3rd and 14. Prudian's going to throw for the first time this afternoon. He's looking deep. He's trying to run it, and he's brought down. Was that Mercentes again in there?
Excellent coverage out
Mercentes again, number 74, the big nose tackle.
Well, actually, Art, I think he had enough time, but I saw number 26, the all-league cornerback, Doug Knopp, on his favorite receiver, Nicky Woods, who he seemed to be looking for, and the Scarsdale defensive backs handled that beautifully.
Yes, they did. Alexis Musenti, the nose tackle, 6'1", 262 pounds, only a junior.
4-13.
He's going to be back next year to haunt the rest of these teams in Section 1.
Now, of course, it puts him in a must-passing situation.
Prudian's looking to pass again. He's back, hits number 19, Omar Small, and Small is pushed out on the far side. I believe he has the first down. He's going to be, is he close to that first down? No, he's not. They dropped
It's right
it.
there on the marker. I can't tell, Art.
Yeah,
It's a changeover.
Omar Small, but not enough for the first
No,
down.
it isn't. It's
First
going to be
and 10
Raider ball.
Scarsdale Raiders.
That was Pete Fratkin right on the play. He had him almost on a shoestring tackle, but he pulled away. But the rest of the Raider backs came over. I think that was Danny Ornstein, number 20, who finally put him away.
Right, the Raiders were willing to give up that little underneath to shut down the first down pass. Kevin Walsh brings the Raiders out. Straight ahead to 31, Jason Silverman. Silverman bowls his way out. A little extracurricular activity out there on the field.
Yeah, there was a little something.
Dan Sagrin, 52,
A 2-yard run by Jason Silverman.
seemed to be
Second
going
inning.
at it with somebody there.
I think, Art, we've noticed a pattern here at least in the first quarter of Scarsdale football, and that is the offense takes a little while to get grinding. But as we know, last week they came to life in the third quarter and really did a number on the White Plains Tigers.
2nd and 8. Brennan stopped for no gain.
1-yard carry by Andrew Brennan.
Nothing
Third and
fancy
7
there.
on the
Of course, here's a
28.
situation
We're
where
giving him a
Coach
yard on
Powell might start thinking the airways.
Yeah, I think Scarsdale is diversified enough here to
Perhaps that
Open
little
this up.
quick opener to the tight end, but you're down there in the Raider territory, so that's a chancy pass.
31, Silverman again, out for about 3. It's going to be a punting situation for Scarsdale at their own 28-yard line. Jeff Cochran, the punter.
4th and 5.
Cochran standing back on his own 15.
Punt formation.
Cochran booms it out of there. This is a kick and a half. Taken by number 3. Is that Nicky Wood? Nicky Wood is snowed under back at his own 30-yard line. Who's on the tackle there? Number 77, John Rydell.
That was an excellent punt, and as we know, for example, in the Roosevelt game several weeks ago, Jeff booted us out of trouble in many, many instances. There must have been 3 or 4 big punts that I remember in critical situations.
All right, 41-yard punt by Jeff Cochran. Rudy into number 19, Darren Thomas. I'm sorry, Omar Small. Straight ahead. Small brings it out to about the 38-yard line. It will be 2nd and 5.
2nd and 4.
They're picking up regular yardage. It's a very interesting formation there. They seem to bring their fullback out of a wingback position just before the snap, and they're like in a full house backfield. There, they've done it again.
I really don't like the looks of this.
First down by Omar
Another
Small.
first down.
Well, that was sort of like a scissors play. They ran again. They brought their tailback around from his left spot position. He was almost in the set position as the ball was snapped, and then he scissors off of right tackle. It was a very interesting play.
The ball sitting at the New Rochelle 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Huguenots. Prudian keeps. Prudian's coming around the right side, and he's got a first down and more. He's down to the Scarsdale 43-yard line.
Actually,
the Raiders bid on that fake into the line.
Actually, Doug Knopp made a touchdown-saving tackle.
There is a penalty against New Rochelle.
There will be a 5-yard penalty.
Big break for the Scarsdale Raiders.
So far, we've seen quite a lot of diversification out of that New Rochelle offense. We've seen almost every back run the ball, rather, and that was Prudian's first carry.
It's now 1st and 15 from the New Rochelle 40, as opposed to being 1st and 10 at the Scarsdale 43-yard line.
A big break, and I don't think it couldn't have come at a more perfect time in terms of the way the momentum seems to be going.
I hope Scarsdale can get their act together here. There's Prudian again on the pitch. Okay, read well by Danny Ornstein, number 20. Gain of about a yard.
For a gain of 1.
There again.
Not even a yard. Half a yard, maybe.
Prudian was in the grasp, I think, of number 7, the tight end, Jeff Cochran. He just got rid of the ball, but Danny was Danny on the spot there and came up to make the play on the traveling tailback.
They covered that option well. Second and 14. Whoa, straight ahead, Omar Small. Number 19, Omar Small.
Again, those quick openers right over the middle, Art. We've not seen that happen to the Raider D. Brings up an interesting situation, though. It is 3rd and 4.
12-yard gain by Omar Small.
So that penalty was timely, to say the least.
And it's back to 3rd and 4 from a 1st and 15 situation. Raiders are going to have to do something different here. And there's Darren Thomas straight ahead for the first down.
Yep.
Thomas might have a first down.
So from a 1st and 15 situation, New Rochelle comes back and gets the first down. This does not look good.
No, and of course the big gainers were nothing but straight ahead runs right through the gut of the defense. New Rochelle, rather, offensive line has done a good job so far, to be sure.
They're not very big either. Scarsdale's faced much bigger lines than this.
Looks like they have a big tackle over there on the left side, but apart from number 75,
Number 5 swings out here to the right side, bowls his way out for 6 yards. They're getting 5 and 6 yards at a pop here, Mark.
That was Keith Alexander, 6 foot 175 junior. That I think was his first carry of the game.
2nd and 4.
2nd and 4.
All the New Rochelle backs have nice leg action, as you've seen, Art.
That's the end of the first quarter with no score here at William McKenna Field in New Rochelle.
Stand up, not on the 39.
Okay, we're back. 2nd and 4 at the 39, and he's stopped for about 2 yards. It's going to be 3rd and, let's call it 3.
Well, that time the big nose tackle, number 74, Mercentes, came out big. They've been running at him so far, Art, as you and I have noticed between the quarters. And I think Coach Powell came out and had a little word, shall we say, with the Raider D. And perhaps they've made an adjustment or two. Because I think that was they came up strongest against that last run.
The ball is at the Scarsdale 37-yard line, where it will be 3rd and about 3 yards for the Huguenots. And we're going to be close to a first down. We're right out at it. I don't know. It depends where they mark the ball. It looks like he's going to be a little bit shy of it.
I don't think he made it, Art.
Nope, he did not. Shy by about a half a yard, maybe a yard. So it's going to be 4th down and 1 at the Scarsdale 35-yard line.
Big down coming up. I can't imagine anything but more of the same here.
And Darren Thomas has the first down with plenty to spare. They're blowing Scarsdale right away. Absolutely blowing them away on that line.
Nothing more than a good old offensive line surge. That's all there was. Led by that left tackle, number 75, Scott Travis.
He's a big boy, isn't he?
He's the 6'5", 245-pound senior, and so far they know where to go when they need the yards, Art. We can put it that way.
Yeah. First and 10 at the Scarsdale 30-yard line. And they're going for more. They're racking this yardage up, Mark, like it's...
Almost every tackle so far has been made by the secondary, which tells you just how far they've traveled. There's no question about it.
Gain of 8 yards on that play. It's going to be 2nd and 2. At the Scarsdale 23-yard line.
2nd and 2.
Prudian keeps it, and Prudian takes it over the right side. And Prudian, I believe, is in. Touchdown, Rochelle.
Again, Scarsdale was looking for the inside play, and Prudian just tucked it around, and
that's the first score against the Raiders in league play this year.
There's a flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play. The Scarsdale going to dodge another bullet here? They are. They are. Scarsdale has dodged another bullet. They are calling that play back.
Oh my.
Let's see what it is.
Disallowed.
It nullifies the touchdown. It's bringing it back to... It's a clipping call against New Rochelle. It brings the ball back to the 29-yard line, where it will be 2nd and 7.
Art, as they say, sometimes better to be lucky than good, and that might have been the play of the year.
Prudian pitches on this one, and the Raiders come up and stop it. Danny Ornstein comes up to put the hit on for a loss. It'll be 3rd and 9. Mark, the only thing is, when we say dodging a bullet, that play may not have gone except for that clip. You know, so you really can't say it was lucky.
It was
to get the
away
clip.
from us on the other side, Art. No question. Obviously, the ref, I don't think, would have called it unless there was a clear infraction under the situation. But nevertheless, look at the swing, and now it's 3rd and a good 8-9 yards to go.
Yes, it is. It's a big swing, and a lot of times that will take the heart out of a ball club, too.
Absolutely.
But as we were saying, you know, a lot of times people say, oh, they were lucky it was called back on a penalty. But many times, and probably most of the time, that penalty is the result of that play going.
That's correct. And proof of that pudding, Art, is that we've not seen a quarterback run an option play like that against the Raiders all year.
No.
So perhaps that's the only way you can get it done, with an illegal clip.
We have the New Rochelle band, as you can hear, right in our rear here. Let's enjoy some of this for a while.
The interesting thing is this is the drive where that's happened to the Huguenot offense. You recall in the first possession, they were stopped short on the 4th of the ball, but that was because they had a 1st and 15 after that big penalty was assessed going to the south end of the stadium.
That has to be disheartening to the Huguenots.
Because apart from those penalty situations and the way it's cost them, the Huguenot offense has certainly been on the move and, once more, on the ground, which is something that we've said it once, we'll say it again, that we've not seen against the Scarsdale D so far this year.
No. And it's really the straight-ahead plays. The options don't seem to be going that well. Scarsdale's covering the options pretty well.
I wonder how much psychology is going on out there, Art. I think New Rochelle knows that everybody comes up against them thinking the pass, and perhaps they look for something defensively to see if the cornerbacks and the safeties are stacked against them, and perhaps they'll take what they can get.
Okay, it's 3rd and 9 for the Huguenots at the Raider, just inside the Raider 30-yard line.
3rd and 9 on the 29.
Prudian's got to take a timeout. He didn't have the personnel on the field that he needed. I think they were going with 10 men.
It's a good thing he called that timeout. He might have found himself in a 3rd and longer than 9 with a delay game penalty.
Yes, now they didn't need that timeout to be taken at this time. I'm sure the coach is not happy with that one. He had just been out on the field, and then to have a timeout called right after that timeout because you don't have enough personnel on the field that's a no-no.
And you know, Art, it might be telltale, as you mentioned, in terms of the psychology that had happened in that situation. Looks like some of those Huguenots' heads are bowed low now.
Well, when they face a team like Scarsdale that they know is very cheap as far as giving up points. They have not given up a point in league play, and then to score and have it come back, you start thinking, well, maybe they cannot be scored upon.
Exactly. And particularly when you've had such good offensive series. And believe it or not, we look up on the clock and it's already 9:34 in the second quarter, so the time is clicking away.
The time of possession is really one-sided in this game.
Yes, it is,
so
Art,
far.
Which brings us back to a point that we haven't had an opportunity to discuss much because the Huguenot offensive team's been out in the field, and that is the lackluster showing of the Scarsdale offense the first time.
Okay, Prudian's looking, he's back, goes long into the end zone, and he overthrows number 5. Keith Alexander. He had Alexander had his man beat, and Tom Prudian just overthrew him.
Well, Art, I'll tell you, I saw something there that I thought I'd never see. The Raider D was right with them, Knopp and Ornstein, but it looked to me like there was a lapse. Perhaps they didn't see what was going on, and they didn't stay with them into the end zone, and that could have been, of course, pay dirt again. And instead,
that was dodging one again.
We've got 4th and 9, and the Huguenots have all the confidence in the world. And
Prudian's back again. He's looking now. He's going deep again. And they're going to get a flag on this. They're saying incidental contact between Eric Bloomquist and number 3.
That was
and number 3, Keith Alexander.
No, that's Nick Wood.
I'm sorry. That was Nicky Wood. That's Prudian's favorite target.
I'll tell you,
the ball was overthrown, and Bloomquist and Wood got their legs tangled at about the goal line, but there was no penalty on the play.
Exactly, and look at the situation. We've got a Scarsdale 1st and 10 on about their own 30-yard line.
Raider ball. Haven't said that much today. Raider ball, 1st and 10 at their 30. Jason Silverman, big fullback, straight ahead for about 5 yards out to the 35-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 5 for the Raiders.
Well, that was really the first time we've seen that play work for anything close to yardage.
Yeah, the Raider, well, I was going to say the Raider offense has got to be rested, but so is the Huguenot defense.
Yeah, we must get some movement. Again, as we said earlier, Scarsdale, the last several outings, has come around in the second half, but the first half showings have not been impressive. It takes them a lot of time to get on gear, it seems.
2nd and 5. Walsh, it says that a 26 Knopp. The Huguenots sat right on that for a loss on that play of about 2-yard loss on that play.
Doug Knopp did well to hang on to that ball. Either there was a surge or they read that play beautifully because they were right there waiting for him.
That play has not gone consistently this year. That's been run about a half a dozen times without much success.
3rd and 8 on the 33.
3rd and 7.
It's an obvious passing situation. We'll see what Pal does.
Oh, Eric Bloomquist, the intended receiver, went up for the ball. He was hit while he was up and could not hang on to it.
Incomplete pass. Excellent coverage by Hamlet.
Bloomquist would have had the first down, but that's difficult to make that kind of a catch when you've got a helmet in your chest.
He was just smashed.
Fourth and 7 for the Raiders. Jeff Cochran will be punting from his own 25-yard line. Sorry, his own 20-yard line. Cochran booms it out.
A flag on the play, Art, roughing the kicker.
And Nicky Wood gets plastered back at his own 28-yard line.
Art, we have a 1st and 10.
There was a flag on the play. Do we have a roughing the kicker?
That's right.
We have a roughing the kicker, I believe. And Rochelle is burying themselves. They're creating their own problems here.
I'll tell you, Art, it's just a question of how many serious penalties in key situations these Huguenots can digest.
We're talking to Scarsdale captain Andrew Brennan. Let's see where they're going to spot it. It's going to be a Scarsdale first down, and if the Raiders can capitalize on this error, this is... I'll tell you, New Rochelle has just destroyed themselves with penalties in this first half.
It's a self-destruct, Art, but much to the Raiders' benefit.
Roughing the kicker against New Rochelle.
It's going to be first
15-yard penalty.
and 10 at the 46-yard line of the Scarsdale Raiders.
On the 45.
Another big and key penalty.
Oh, absolutely horrendous. There's about 7 minutes and 34 seconds, we say about because the scoreboard clock is not official, but that's what it's showing in the first half. Knopp is in motion right. Brennan tries to go around the left side without much success.
Well, I think we actually lost a yard or two there. Let's see where they mark the ball.
No gain.
It's a no gainer, right?
First and 10 again. I'm sorry, second and 10.
Stop by Tom Oakes.
Yep, a loss of 2.
Loss of 1 on the play.
I'd like to see the Raiders put it up. I think they're going to have to put it up to open up their running game.
No question.
Knopp in motion right. To Silverman, over his right tackle. Silverman gets about 3. Out to the 47-yard line, 48-yard line, where it will be
Pickup of 2 by Brennan. 3rd and 9 for the Raiders.
3rd and 9. Was that Brennan? I thought that was Silverman.
No, that was Silverman.
Yeah, it was Silverman. The PA announcer had it wrong.
Well, Art, we've seen a number of the Scarsdale bread and butter plays go for virtually no yards.
This will be in the air. I guarantee this one. Walsh is looking, and he's got Knopp for the first down. Knopp still going. Knopp is down to the 31-yard line of the Huguenots.
Well, Art, how many times have we seen that? When you need a big play, you go to that number 26. The hands are as sure as can be, and he was right there in the seam. You'll recall he made another big play just like that against Roosevelt when things were tight.
It'll be Raider ball, first and 10 at the Huguenot 31-yard line.
Beautiful pass, by the way, by Kevin Walsh. That was right on the mark, and he went underneath.
Kevin can throw. Got Bloomquist split right. Knopp split left. Knopp in motion right. Walsh is looking again. He's got Bloomquist. Oh, and he's got Knopp too. Knopp is going to take it in. For the touchdown. Oh, he had 2 receivers. He had Knopp on this side. He had Bloomquist over the middle, wide open. And there's a flag on the play. And this one's going to be brought back. This one's going to be brought back. He had 2 receivers on that play. I thought he was going to go for Bloomquist. Bloomquist was absolutely all by himself over the middle. I don't think there was anybody within 15 yards of Bloomquist. And he went to Knopp, who was open on the right side here underneath, and Knopp took it in, but it's being called back. Probably a hold. I didn't see it. It is a hold against Scarsdale.
Holding call.
So both teams have had a touchdown call back via a penalty.
I'll tell you, Art,
Let's hear it for those Huguenots.
he had plenty of time there, but as you said about the...
Maybe that's why you had 2 men wide open.
Exactly.
It's amazing what a little thing like that will do.
Look at the swing, Art.
Silverman straight ahead, and Silverman blows people over.
Looks like things are opening up a little. That's what the passing game will do.
That was a gain of about 8, I believe. Oh, this is
Yeah, but it's
still third in about
almost
18.
20. That's right.
Second and 19 for Scarsdale.
Oh, those penalties. Absolute murder. Walsh is looking again. Walsh is going down the... He's got an up out here.
Oh. All right.
None.
What can you say? Over the shoulder. Spectacular. And how many times have we seen him
Down
do it?
at the... Looks like it's at the 6-yard line.
Again, Kevin Walsh showed the distance with his arm, but in the final analysis, it was a circus catch by that wonderful wide receiver, Doug Knopp.
Okay, so the Raiders will have the ball. I'm still trying to spot this thing. They're saying it's going to be at about the 8-yard line. The angle here is not that great.
First and 10 from the
It'll
11.
be first from the 11, they're saying. Aren't they inside the 11? Andrew Brennan for some tough yardage, straight ahead. We should be getting the 4-minute warning about now. Let's see. Yeah. The officials.
8 from the 9.
Officials going over to both benches.
And remember, fans, don't forget to buy those 50-50
Let them know.
tickets.
Let both coaches
Surely
know
won't be
there are
happening
4
in the
minutes
third quarter.
remaining in the half.
Surely win.
Kevin Walsh is 3 for 4 in this game. The one exception, of course, was that pass to Eric Bloomquist where he was met significant coverage by the Huguenot backs. But I think he's had 2 or 3 passes for 20, 30 yards. He might be approaching the 70, 80-yard mark in this game so far.
Yes, Kevin's throwing well.
And the Raider receivers are getting out there very nicely. Who would ever think that it would be the Raiders passing game that would show against the Huguenots, who are known for their air attack?
Walsh is keeping it. Pitches to Brennan. Brennan's going right, and he's going to take it in. Andrew Brennan blows it across, and the Raiders are on the board. And this one is not going to be called back by a penalty. There is no flag on this play. And the Raiders really came back from adversity. That was, after that penalty on that touchdown that brought the play back, was a first and, gee, I don't know, Mark, first and 30, something like that?
It looked like a good 30-32. But thank God for the boys. They had a serious setback, but they showed tremendous character in punching it right back in there.
Ezra Simmons will go for the extra point for Scarsdale. Doug Knopp, 26, will be holding. And with 3 minutes and 38 seconds remaining here in the first half, Andrew Brennan takes it in for the Scarsdale Raiders. Simmons puts it through. No, they're saying it's wide. They're saying it's wide.
It's no good.
From this angle, I thought he had it, but it was
They
wide.
now lead the Huguenots
Raiders
6-0.
lead the Huguenots 6-0.
I'll tell you, Art, I think, in my own opinion, that was the biggest touchdown of the year. Of course, we had the touchdown against Roosevelt, but the way things were looking here in terms of the momentum of the Huguenot offense and the fact that our offense wasn't seeming to pick up any yardage, this was a terrific change of events.
Yeah, that helped. That really helped. I would love to have had the extra point, though.
Absolutely. We know from past experience that sometimes it can stand up.
Well, I'm telling you.
But
I
at
would
this
have been
point,
very tempted to go for a 2-point conversion on that.
well, there was probably some thought there, but by and large, the Huguenot D has stood tall. Interesting punt there.
Punt is down by Dan Ornstein.
Flag on the
I'm sorry,
play.
punt. The kickoff is down by Dan Ornstein.
Might have been out of bounds,
About
Art. They
the
might have to
30-yard
kick it
line.
over. Let's see what happens here.
What is the flag?
I guess not. Dave Forrestein's removing the tee. Looked like Coach Pell didn't want to see what kind of speed some of those Huguenot backs might have had.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Art, that was really a swing of effort and momentum. It's actually hard to believe now that it's over. And, of course, Scarsdale put the ball in twice. So it was very, very impressive.
Yeah, not to take anything away from Ezra Simmons, when I'm talking about going for the 2 points, I just mean that in high school ball, the difference between that 1 point and 2 point is just enormous if you've got a good defense.
And I think, Art, when you see that the game is basically a defensive battle and not many points are being put up on the board, I think that argues in favor of the 2 rather than 1 in that situation.
Yeah, it was like that Roosevelt game. That 2 point conversion against Roosevelt, I thought was very big, because even if Roosevelt did score, they absolutely had to bullet in. And the way the Raiders were playing, I think that was a pretty iffy gamble.
Right, and the other thing that was interesting about that call, if I'm not mistaken, that's almost about the first time that Coach Powell in the entire season has not gone for the 2 with respect to the first touchdown.
Yes, you might be right. He usually does go for the 2, I think. Except against White Plains, he didn't either.
That's right.
Three minutes and 37 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock.
Clipping call on the Huguenots.
Oh, another big penalty against the Purple.
They'll have a first and 10
They
at
had the
14.
clip. That's what the penalty was. First and 10 at the 14 for the Huguenots. Is this Darren Thomas?
Number
Cross up
19.
5 yards. Second and 5 on the 19.
That's Omar Small.
I'll get
Number
Small and
19.
Thomas straight yet.
The 5'11", 175-pound senior, who's seen some heavy duty so far and very successful. I wouldn't be surprised if he has over 60 yards himself already.
Another
Number 30, there's a new face.
That's Ben Imee, their big fullback, the 6'2", 175-pound fullback.
Felix Ben-Ami. We haven't seen him much today.
Carried the ball one other time and on a similar sweep play that also went for some yards. But again, we've got a third down and about 3 or 4. A long 3, short 4.
Scarsdale defense, I don't believe that we've set them yet today.
Well, we've got, of course, the tackles are Brennickmeyer and Kessler. Big Alexi Merceni, number 74, the nose tackle.
There's Thomas, and Thomas gets stuck right at the line of scrimmage.
And that's the big man who made the play. Continuing with the defense, you've got Brennan and Cochran, the defensive ends. The
Scarsdale takes a timeout here.
linebackers are number 51, the senior signal caller there, Mike Cohen, joined by Mr. Crunch. And Pete Sheehan, we saw that spectacular hit at the end of the White Plains game, which was a stadium rattler. And, of course, you've got the famous FBI, the famous Scarsdale Federal Bureau of Interception, Doug Knopp, Peter Fratkin, Dan Ornstein, and Eric Bloomquist. And I think, Art, they have approximately 15 interceptions between them.
Wow.
Be sure to reach down into your pockets and buy as many tickets as you wish.
Raiders took the timeout there. It's going to be 4th down for the Huguenots at their own 20-yard line. So the Raiders should have good field position on this punt. Coach Powell is trying to get another score in here before the half.
And there is sufficient time, particularly if we get good field position on this exchange. It looks like, is that Prudien back there to kick?
Prudien will be kicking. He's standing on his own 5-yard line. They're good rush.
He puts it away.
Catch.
And it's fumbled. It's fumbled and Urshel recovers. That was a very high kick. And Dan Ornstein was crowded on it, and he didn't get it all.
I think what happened there is Dan called for a fair catch, but the flight of the ball ended up a little bit short, and it took him right into the chest
he had to
of the
move up
New
into
Rochelle
it, yeah.
player, and he virtually had no room to catch the ball.
No, he didn't. Okay, so New Rochelle takes over at their own 45-yard line. There goes Thomas, and Thomas almost breaks one. It's a first down and more Thomas goes to 12 yards over his right guard.
11-yard carry by Darren Thomas.
Down to the Scarsdale 44-yard line.
Another big play. That, boy, they've been eating up the yards off on that off tackle play. But I still think Tommy Prudian's going to try to go to the air, particularly with the minute 42 left.
And there's Thomas again, and Thomas is down to the 40, and he's got a welcoming committee there.
That's right. Josh Kessler, number 64, Andrew Brennan, and Dan Ornstein came up to make the play.
1:26 and counting on the scoreboard clock here. 2nd and 5 from the 40-yard line of the Scarsdale Raiders for the Huguenots.
I'll tell you, Art, look at that Raider contingency on the other side of the field. They've really come out strong.
Prudian gives it to Ben-Ami, the big fullback, and he goes down to the 36-yard line, a gain of 4.
And we've
It will be 3rd and about 3, it looks like, for the first down.
And again, another big play coming up for the Huguenots. I think they've shown surprising restraint in terms of their air game.
You know, I think they ran out of timeouts. They're not taking any timeouts here, and there's 42 seconds and counting on the
Got to
scoreboard
put
clock.
the ball up here. No.
Oh, and that play is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Prudian is calling for timeout. I don't know how many they have left. They took 2 in a row there at one point, Mark, and I think that's going to come back to haunt them.
Looks like it might have been the last one. At least they've given it to them with a penalty so far, so they might have had that one
Well,
coming.
the scoreboard clock is continuing to roll, so that's about as much help as
Now they've stopped it.
they finally stopped it,
They
but it
haven't made
ticked
up
off
their mind.
about 8 seconds after timeout was called. I think Rochelle is going to have to go into the air. I don't believe that they want to, but I think they're going to have to.
There's no question.
The time is just working against them here.
And I'm not sure how bright a prospect that is for the Scarsdale D, because as I recall, Art, the several times that he went to the air in the first and second quarter, he had men out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they would. He had, on that one play, I think it was Wood, was all alone in the end zone. He had his man beat.
I don't think it's that often that Prudian overthrows or underthrows a man in that position. But anyway, that's what happened that time. And of course, it's not as if he can go into a 2-minute drill here, so to speak, with 28 seconds, because it is 4th and 2. So he has to pick up his first, and right now, or he's out of business for the moment. So this is a big play, and it highly dubious whether this will be a passing situation, but we'll have to see.
Okay, Prudian brings the Huguenots out. Ball's at the 36-yard line of the Raiders. And here we go. Straight ahead to Darren Thomas. He takes it down to the Raider 25-yard line.
Excellent kick there.
Huguenots are going without a huddle. There's a lot of confusion here. I believe
I don't know if
they've moved the down markers up.
Scrambling. I don't know. Maybe
They're going without the huddle. We had movement on the far side. This is going to be called back. This is a procedure penalty against New Rochelle. The split end on the right side took off about a half a second ahead of everybody else.
Let's see how they call it. Yeah, it looks like they're about to take a walk the other way.
I saw him take off.
That was
Brings the ball back to the 30-yard line, where it will be 1st and 15 for the Huguenots. Scoreboard clock shows 15 seconds left.
boy, Scarsdale is living right.
Sides on Rochelle. 1st and 15 for the Huguenots.
He's going to throw. Nicky Wood split right. Prudian dropping. He's looking for Wood. He's looking out that way. Now he's looking to save his life. And he is brought. He's in the grasp. Okay, he was in the grasp.
That was a big
Josh Kessler had him, and Prudian was still looking to unload. Kessler had him around the ankles. Then Jeff Cocker moved in, and Prudian thought better of it. And that is the end of the first half. The Raiders lead 6-0. Got it? Our special halftime guest today, Mark. Evelyn. This
Hi.
is Mrs. Evelyn Lynch.
Hello.
Mother of Tom Lynch.
Oh, am I ever?
Are you ever? Tom has had his operation, his knee operation. He's recuperating at Lenox Hill Hospital. And gee, we wish him the best, Evelyn.
Thank you. He misses everybody. He really feels badly that he can't be here, but I know he's down there keeping his fingers crossed, and whatever part of his leg he can get over the big bandage to wish everybody well.
I saw your husband before. This is about as good as he's looked in about 3 weeks. He looked so depressed the first few weeks that I saw him.
My husband?
Yeah.
Yes. It's been hard for him. It really has. It's, like for Tom, it's been an exceptional 4 years. He played well. He was looking forward to his senior year. And it's just unfortunate. It's one of those things that happen. But Tom's handled it very well. He has indeed.
I really, we were talking before the game, in the pre-game setup, I really went down when he went down. I felt so badly for him.
Yeah.
And of course, but I think that he has shown tremendous leadership and courage. I called it a profile in courage, Tom. And we all love you out there because he's not only has he been at the games, but he retained his captaincy. He was there at every practice, at the game, and you could just see everybody coming over to him after the big plays and participating as much as he could in providing that leadership. And I know I've spoken with Coach Powell a number of times, and this also hurt him dearly because he loves Tommy and he's put out so much. But tell me, medically, what do the doctors say? I assume they're encouraged from what they saw?
Oh, yes. They didn't find anything that they weren't expecting to find. There were no surprises, which made us all feel very good about it all.
And his recuperating time, what are they telling you?
Well, he'll be out of the hospital hopefully in another 3 or 4 days, and then it will take about 4 months to really put the leg back in shape.
And a lot of physical therapy?
Extensive physical therapy, yes. But he's done this before. He did very extensive therapy over the summer, so he's determined and he's got a strong will, and he wants to be out there, and I know he's going to do it.
I don't think you want to see another hospital for a while now, huh?
No, I've had my share, I think. For a few weeks, I've been traveling to Connecticut, to Lenox Hill. It's enough.
The day Tommy got injured, your oldest son got injured up at Yale in a
That's right. It was a lacrosse game. He suffered a laceration of his kidney that day.
Oh, wow.
And that gave us a few scary moments. We had Tom home with his leg up and then chasing up to Connecticut to try to see what John was all about. But he too has been fortunate. It's healing nicely. They didn't have to do surgery. So we count our blessings.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom was, I know, one of the most mature captains I've ever seen in Scarsdale High School. He always had his act together, and I think it really hurt the team when he went down, not only from a playing standpoint, but from a leadership standpoint.
Yeah.
He's quite a young man.
Well, thank you. We're very proud of him. We really are.
Best,
I will indeed. And thank you so much for the interview.
What do you think of the Raiders so far?
I think they're wonderful. I think this is a fabulous game and only on from here to the end.
Get well, Tommy.
Thank you.
William H. I have to keep looking up the sign. William H. McKenna Field at Rochelle High School.
Art, that was a real exciting first half with a lot of swings of both momentum, field position, and emotion. And the Raiders came out ahead with a not so comfortable 6-0 lead. And of course, they start the second half by kicking off to the Huguenots.
Dave Feuerstein kicking off for the Raiders. End over end kick, taken by one of the up men. And he is brought down at the 34-yard line of the Huguenots. Huguenots will take over 1st and 10 at their own 34.
Let's see if that Scarsdale defense can come alive now and be that strong defense against the run that it has been throughout the season.
Yes, Coach Mena just climbed over our shoulder here, back up to the press platform above us, and he seems pretty confident.
As he said, they know what they have to do. We're not talking about the first game of the season. This is the regular season finale.
Right. Prudian hands off. Just up back. Who is this? Number
What are they calling?
19 is, we're going to have to dig our rosters out here again. We had stopped to go down to have an interview with Evelyn Lynch at halftime. And
that was number 19, Omar Small, I believe.
Omar Small.
2nd and 3 on the 41.
Small gets it again, straight ahead. He's out close to a first down. I believe he's going to be
Short of it.
short by about a yard. They're going to measure. They want to come in and measure. Oh, that's quite a bit short. I'm wondering why he's asking for a measurement here.
He's about at the 43-yard line. Has to go to the
First down.
Unless I'm,
Let's wait and see.
45 or
unless it's
so.
my eyes, but they looked like they were substantially short. They are. Oh, it is my eyes. It's a first down.
First down.
I thought that was short by about a half a yard.
I think what happened was that they marked the down marker ahead of the series marker.
That might be. First and 10 at the 44-yard line for New Rochelle. They're going 44. Prudian. Hands off straight ahead
And Darren Thomas pushes his
to
way
Darren
through
Thomas,
the hole
number
for a
14.
gain of 4.
Gain of about 3 on the play. It will be 2nd and 7.
We saw a little toughness again in the middle of that line. Looked also that the right defensive end on that play, Jeff Cochran, came up. Now he's lining up on the left side. I guess he rose from side to side.
Prudian. Hands off to number 30.
That's Ben Ami, the fullback.
Felix behind me for a gain of 5.
Let's get that. Felix Benami. Okay. 3rd and 3 for New Rochelle, just over midfield.
Another big third down play.
3rd and 3.
And in terms of momentum, Art, starting off the second half rather, in terms of what happened in the other Huguenot series, this is looms even bigger than any of the other third down plays.
Prudian's rolling right, pitches. Back to Small.
He didn't
And
make
Small is going to be shy of the first down. Now this one, it's not in my eyes. He's shy.
I don't think they'll have a measurement here.
It's going to be 4th and about 2.
They're sending number 7 back.
1 yard game.
Now Prudian is the punter for New Rochelle here. This is always a threat when your quarterback is doing the punting too.
You got to look for the
Oh,
trick.
they bounce it back, and Prudian is in trouble.
It's down right there, Art.
They are downing the ball right where the punter got. It's going to be Raider ball. 1st and 10 at the New Rochelle 37-yard line. A bad break for the Huguenots of New Rochelle.
Ball is down at the 36 yard
Again,
line.
what can we say? Jack Benny once said that timing is everything.
Oh.
37.
Tom Prudian, I believe, went down on one knee to get that ball, and they called it down there.
Right. He had to do it, Art. He had no choice. He was like a shortstop out there. It was right, a trickler right on the pavement.
A horrible break for New Rochelle. Okay, Kevin Walsh brings the Scarsdale Raiders out. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of the Huguenots. Straight ahead. Andrew Brennan, straight ahead for
Andrew
about
Brennan for a pickup of 6.
6 or 7 yard
Second or
lines,
fourth?
down to the 31-yard line of the Huguenots. It will be 2nd and about 4.
That was a nice play right between the left tackle Rydell and the guard Bortek on the left side.
I think Brennan was surprised to find himself that wide open. Looked like he was hitting the holes, expecting some opposition, and he just flew through it.
That was actually the first play on first down that's worked for the Raiders all afternoon.
There's Brennan again, straight ahead this time for about 2. Close to a first down. I believe he's going to pull up short.
Tackled by Joe Corella.
Big third down play here if we can keep the drive going.
3rd and 1 for the Raiders at the New Rochelle 29-yard line.
Although I've got to believe if we faced a fourth down situation here, that Powell would go for it.
Silverman in motion to the right. There's a pitch to Brennan. Brennan trying to turn the corner. He can't. He fumbles. He fumbles, and the ball is taken in the air by Nicky Woods. And Woods takes it in for a touchdown. And the game is tied. What a break. The ball was fumbled in the air by Andrew Brennan. Nicky Woods took it, and there was no one between him and the goal line.
Well, Art, I tell you, we were just talking about the swings of the pendulum and emotion. That was the greatest swing of the game so far.
Now we're going to see just how really big that conversion is. ROCHELLE is going to go for the kick on this one. Oh, and it's out. It would look like it was going to be a fake anyway. And it is stopped. The Raiders put it back. It looked like that was going to be a fake, Mark. Number 42, the holder, came up on that ball. And it looked like they had something else in mind other than that kick. The Raiders stop it, and it is tied 6-6.
Well, there's the answer to the question that you posed, Art, as to how big that missed point after attempt was for Scarsdale. But the Raiders are not here for a tie, and that's where the score is at right now, as the teams are knotted at 6-all.
Quite a game.
Excitement sometimes comes in all forms. Here it's been the penalty, and the fumble has caused most of the excitement this afternoon.
Okay. Raiders are back with Eric Bloomquist in the middle. The deep man, number 9. Prudian kicking off for the Huguenots. Bloomquist takes it. And Bloomquist is out to about the 14-yard line. Do I have that right? Is it the 14? Yeah, right? No, we're way past the 14. 20, 24?
20.
This
It's on the 24.
the way this field is angled, it's like one of those optical illusions.
Scarsdale's
At
own
the 24, yeah.
Big series. The Raiders have to come back here.
Kevin Walsh brings the Raiders out. First and 10 at their own 24. Fullback straight ahead. Jason Silverman for about 3 yards out to the 27-yard line. It will be 2nd and 6 for the Raiders.
Again, nothing fancy. Right over left tackle, I believe.
3-yard carry.
There's the pitch to Brennan again. Brennan circling the right side, and Brennan is out
Nice
to within
pickup.
about a yard of the first down.
Picked up about 7 on the play. It's about a 3rd and 1, I'd say.
Be 3rd and 1. Gain of 6 for Brennan on that play. Jay, that fumble was on the far side of the field. I really didn't see what happened on that.
Well, there was.
I don't know.
They had the angle on him.
Fumble.
No, one man came up and had his arms around his arms, and the other came and tore the ball literally right out of his hand. But his arms were contained by the first defender. So he was helpless on that play. Of course, the problem on the sweep is that there was nobody there behind him, and so that was all she wrote.
Walsh keeps it, Knopp fumbles it, and the ball is still loose. Who's got it?
Fumble, but recovered by Scarsdale.
It's still Raider ball. The pitch to Doug Knopp was fumbled, and it was bounced around back here, and the Raiders are playing pretty sloppy.
I'll show you. Doug, although there was a fumble there, he showed great heads-up football by staying with it and ultimately recovering the ball that was bouncing around like a hot potato.
Scarsdale in bad field position here. They're going to be punting from about their own 4-yard line. Jeff Cochran booms one out of here. Good kick by Cochran.
Woods has it.
Mike Bosian moving out on Okay, Mike Bosian got the first hit on him, and then number 65, Glenn Cahaley, comes up to make the stop. It'll be Huguenot ball at the Raider 40.
Looks like
42-yard line.
Merchant Wood, number 3, might have been shaken up on the play. I see he's trying to shake it off.
First and 10 on 42.
With 4:54 left in the third quarter, Art, this is a big, big series for the Scarsdale defense.
Yeah,
They must hold them and see if they can't put them in the usual defensive posture.
Oh! Was that Darren Thomas? No, it wasn't Thomas.
And the Scarsdale cheerleader.
I think that was Small,
It
number
was
19.
Small, right. For the first down.
Did we screw up? Good 12,
You're going to have ball first down inside the Raider 30-yard line. And they are just content to keep running the men up the middle because they are blowing away the Scarsdale middle.
There's no question, but it goes beyond that. A little thing called momentum has come back onto the purple side, and
The Raiders are in trouble.
the offensive surge has been impressive for New Rochelle throughout the afternoon so far.
Same play, straight ahead, this time with Darren Thomas, and Thomas gets a few yards. Every play, they're going straight ahead. I don't know if is that over the left guard position?
Now let's see.
I believe they're going over the left guard position.
Looked like Mercentes and Brennickmeyer on the play.
Second and 7.
And I see no reason that they're going to change. They're having success with it. I think they're just going to keep banging away at it until Scarsdale's able to stop it. To the other side.
There was a pile up there. Jeff Cocker, number 7, leading the tacklers. Big play again. 3rd and about 5, Art.
3rd and 5 for New Rochelle. Scarsdale needs a big play here. We'll see if the defense can rise to the occasion. There's Small straight ahead. He's got the first down.
Remember, fans, it's the last chance to purchase your 50-50 raffle ticket. So reach down in your pocket and take out some money and give the little ladies that are going around with the tickets. And the raffling should be soon. What the hell am I talking about?
Again, they're just eating up the right side of the Scarsdale defensive
They're
line.
measuring this one.
Scott Travis, that huge 6'5", 245-pound tackle, left tackle, is leading the surge, and they're just running behind him.
They're short of the first down by inches.
That's a
It's going to be
monstrous.
4th and inches.
That's a monstrous play, Art, because it just might force Prudian to go to the air here, where anything can happen.
I don't think so. I think they're going to bang this straight ahead. They've been having success. I don't see any reason that they're going to abandon it now.
This is the test of the season for the Scarsdale defense.
We're going to see Darren Thomas straight ahead. There's Darren Thomas straight ahead for the first down.
Darren Thomas on the first down carry.
First down, and the Raiders are going to be in real trouble here.
Again, they went right behind that big left tackle, number 75, Scott Travis. There was nothing fancy about it. He's an earth mover.
Let's hear some noise, crowd.
And there's Small. Nope, who had that? Thomas? Prudian kept it. And Prudian
Tommy
is
Prudian takes it himself.
brought down for
Second and about.
Maybe a yard or so. Where's that ball spotted? I can't even pick out the...
Second and about. It's on right on the other side of the 5-yard line. It's about 4.5.
Our angle here is not the greatest. This field angles away from the press box area.
Second and goal.
Prudian straight ahead to Darren Thomas. Thomas into the line. Not much there, perhaps a yard or so. So it's going to be 3rd and goal for the Huguenots at about the 3rd or 4th
Carried by Darren Thomas.
yard line.
3rd down
And that
goal.
Scarsdale goal line stand, they sent number 50 Dave Karp in to beef up
Let's hear some cheers.
the defense. I see down there, and perhaps another trying to read the numbers. I see Kessler, Mercentes, Dave Karp, and Brunnickmeyer across the front.
Be a good time for the defense to force a fumble.
That's right, they only picked up about a half a yard on that play. And now there's some confusion.
And that's the end of the quarter.
That's the end of the quarter. It will be 3rd
The end of the
down and
quarter
goal.
is 6-6, with the Huguenots knocking on the Raiders' door.
I don't want to look ahead here, but we were talking about the importance of the extra points. Should New Rochelle score here, we're going to have a massive extra point situation coming up, and of course their decision almost definitely to go for 2 under the situation, and the possibility to allow the Raiders to not only come back and tie, but go ahead should they not convert.
That's right, Mark.
But again, that's gun jumping.
And goal.
Okay, let's see where we are here. 3rd and goal for the Huguenots. Prudian keeps it, cuts wide, and he's in for a touchdown. New Rochelle leads. And for the first time this season, the Raiders trail in a ball game.
Yep, this is not only unknown territory, but forbidden territory. But, Art, you know what they say, true champions come back in tough situations, and you never know over the course of a season just what the character builders are. And basically, the interesting thing about a 9-game season is that you'll be taken through almost every kind of situation. And here, this plane from behind comes to visit us in this last season game.
Yes, this extra point is going to be so big. I think they're going to have to go for the 2, Mark.
Oh, there's no question about it. And that's the situation that we were talking about just a minute ago. They have to go for 2, and of course, the curious thing, Art, not without jumping too much ahead from one play to another, is that here you just score a touchdown, you come back, and you're ahead 12-6. But should you go for that 2 and not make it, there's almost an immediate momentum swing before Scarsdale even gets the ball.
Yeah. See Darren Thomas going back in.
This is a particularly difficult call for New Rochelle because, as we said, their running game has really been in all 4 gears today, but throughout the season, the passing game has been their bread and butter, and Prudian hasn't really gone to the air that much.
No, he hasn't.
So here you have a situation where you might see a quick look in, for example.
I don't think that they'll trust it at this point. I think that they're going to go straight in, and I think they're going to go with what brought him here. I'm wrong again. He's throwing, and it's knocked down.
good. Intended for...
And
Great play by
that
Andrew Brennan.
was a big
Intended for Keith Alexander.
defensive play, I want to
And the
tell you.
two-point conversion is no good.
That was such a big play. I don't know why New Rochelle abandoned what brought them to the dance.
Well, as I was talking, Art, first of all, credit where credit's due. That was Mr. Big Play himself, Andrew Brennan, who came from none other than his defensive end position to make that play. You talk about somebody covering the field.
He is. He's all over the place. I really question. Well, we'll see. I have a feeling that New Rochelle is going to come back to regret that.
It was a tough call, Art, and this is the situation that perhaps I suggested we might find ourselves in. You know, you play with fire, you might get burned, and that's what they did.
Yeah. The Raiders are going to win this game, Mark.
Well,
was
I
a
know
big
that
mistake
everybody
right
out there in Raider FTV land is certainly rooting for the big visiting maroon and white. And here's a big play.
Fradkin takes it. And Fradkin is buried out near the 30-yard line. Let's see if the Raider offense can get something generated here. There are 11 minutes and 50 seconds shown on the scoreboard clock in the game.
Well, let's see. I think the Scarsdale offense is on fire. They know what they have to do. It's a very simple proposition in one sense, and yet they have to travel a good 70 yards in order to do it.
First part, Jason Silverman. Silverman is out across the 30. Gain of about 4 yards on the play.
Hit by Angelo Carino.
It'll be 2nd and 6.
2nd and 4, 7.
Nice gain of about 3 yards. Again, I think we're going to have to see Scarsdale go to the air in order to get the job done. But it's a question of setting up the pass with the run.
There goes Andrew Brennan to head out, across the 35-yard line, picked up about 2 or 3 on that play.
Brennan picks up 2 yards. 3rd and 4.
Well, talk about
After
plays,
about 3rd
Art.
and 4.
Here's a 3rd and 4. Biggest third down play perhaps to Scarsdale for the entire year in this situation. Keep the drive alive with a little bit over 10 and a half minutes left in the game.
You looking for a pass here, Mark?
Well, I don't think so, Art. I think we're going to see 4 downs here. Is at some point the game's on the line.
There's the pitch to Knopp around the right side. Knopp gets nothing out there.
Knopp is stopped.
Interesting call in that situation, Art.
The Raiders are going to be forced to punt this ball away.
Oh, they are sending number 7, Jeff Cochran, back to do.
Raiders in punt position. Punt
Cochran
formation.
standing at his own 21-yard line.
Nice.
Cochran booms it out.
Spiral
Oh,
play.
Nicky
And we
Woods
can
takes it over his shoulder, and did he signal a fair catch? I guess he did.
I didn't see it, Art,
I didn't
but the
either.
ref did, and he's the only one that counts.
And they're spotting it at the 24-yard line.
A beautiful
Well,
punt
he says
by
18.
Jeff
Is it
Cochran.
18 or 24? It's 24, isn't it? Again, this is an incredible angle.
It's the 24.
That's the 24, yeah. The public address announcer is even screwed up by this angle. He said it was on the 18.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your last chance to purchase 50-50 raffle tickets. The drawing will be held.
Well, Art, throughout the season, the Scarsdale defense has caused some big turnovers, and
There they go.
this would be the time.
And they're small, straight ahead.
Last chance for the dress shop.
Small runs it for a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
I think New Rochelle's just going to try and grind this out.
Your 50-50 raffle tickets. The drawing will be held very shortly. All the money that doesn't go to the winner will go to the scholarship fund. It's for a good cause. Don't forget to purchase your raffle tickets. The drawing will be
This
held
is the
shortly.
first time that the Raiders have trailed this year, isn't it?
No question about it. I'll tell you, all year Dick Palladino's been talking about this New Rochelle offense, and particularly the speed of their runners. You'll recall last week, after the stunning victory of Scarsdale over White Plains 19-0, which was the Cable 3 game of the week, the coach was interviewed by Ray Karofsky of Channel 3, and he was talking about the New Rochelle runners, saying that they were the best that we would face, and there's no question, true to the promise, they've come up.
Oh, I think they are. And there's a pitch.
On number 3, Nicky.
Got the first down.
Picks up the first down.
Well, I'll tell you, that ball was bouncing around for a second. It looked like that might have been a chance for the break we were talking about. But it wasn't to be.
Last chance, 50-50, 50-50, last chance.
Time is running out here. The Raiders are going to have to stop this drive. Scoreboard clock is showing 8 minutes and 12 seconds.
That's right. Time is becoming a factor.
The Huguenots come out.
First and 10
from their own 36-yard line. And there he goes again. They're getting 4 yards at a pop. Small out to the 40-yard line.
Second and 6, we're about the 40.
Thomas straight ahead for about another 2 or 3 yards.
I think one thing the New Rochelle runners do on almost every down is that they keep those knees going. They're driving hard.
Thomas picks up 3 more, 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 for the Huguenots. The Raiders have got to do something. This is really getting the crunch time here.
You certainly can't score without the ball, Art. That's fundamental.
We got the first down. Darren Thomas moves it out to near midfield.
For the Huguenots.
First and 10 for the Huguenots at the 48-yard line, their own 48.
Looks like they're certainly thinking possession football here, Art, wouldn't you say?
I would say that. Small again. And they are just grinding it out over Scarsdale. They are absolutely
There's no
grinding
question
it
they're
out.
lapping the yards by miles.
2nd and about 4.
Every play seems to be going for a good 5,
6 yards.
no question.
And Prudian keeps it and goes for the first down himself.
Himself on the quarterback keeper for the first down. Kevin comes.
It's going to be first down for the Huguenots at the Raider 37-yard line.
And there's 5 minutes and 43 seconds left on the clock, Art.
And there comes Aaron Thomas, their hands grabbing at that ball. Eric Bloomquist has got 2 hands on it. Scarsdale is as one man on the ball carry, and the other hand another man on the ball on every one of these plays now.
I'll tell you, Art, just look at the Scarsdale defensive jerseys there.
2nd and 8 for the Huguenots.
It looks like a Jackson Pollock painting at this point. Number 64, 74. They've seen a lot of action today, and New Rochelle line is taking it right up the middle.
Prudien to Small. Small gets about
much more? We gain a 3.
3 on it, so it's going to be 3rd and
And let's hear it
6.
for your New Rochelle Huguenots.
Now, this 3rd and 6 down is going to be huge here.
Big, big, big play.
3rd and 6 for the Huguenots. Prudien keeps, pitches out to Small, and Small is stopped, and that is a big 3rd down play, Mark.
Stop, Art. Now the ball
Now
has
there's
to
going to
go
be a
over.
decision here. It's going to be 4th and about 7 at the Raider 35-yard line. Now, this is betwixt and between. You don't
Well,
know.
if you look at the yardage chart, it's 4th and about a good 7, I would say.
Right. Do you try to sustain the drive,
Well, they have their punter.
or do you punt the ball?
They have their punting blocker, number 7,
Thank you, Ed.
back into the game. But as we've mentioned, the punter, of course, is Prudien, which leaves them with the automatic option on every punting situation. But they'd have to be quite a gambling team. On the other hand, under these circumstances, with 4 minutes left precisely in the game, and up by
4-minute warning
6
goes to both
points,
benches.
I'm not sure they're anxious to turn the ball over to the Raiders.
I agree.
Check the educational access.
I still think that if I were them, I would punt that ball and try and back the Raiders right up to their own goal line. Make them go the full length of the field.
Well, let's see the way they line up.
Check your educational access for times and dates. Thank you.
Delay of the game.
Delay of the game that brings it out to the 40-yard line now.
Thank you.
Now, they may have intentionally taken that delay to put some distance between the punter and the goal
That's
line.
correct. What that indicates is that they're going to go for a coffin corner kick to try to pin them back
I think it's a
deep in
smart
their
move.
territory. On the other hand,
Second and 13.
it could have been some diabolical, deceptive plan to put the Raiders off guard, but I doubt it.
I doubt it, too. They're just trying to give Prudien some room to keep the ball in bounds.
Right.
It's over Prudien's head.
Flag on the play. Many a flag on the play.
What was the call?
This could be a key pen. If it went against the Raiders, it could set up perhaps a 4th and
I believe
Oh,
that
it's
he's calling it against New Rochelle. I think they...
another delay of game.
No, I think they had a lot of people in procedure penalty. There were a lot of men that picked up on that play on the line. Boy, that ball was
Boy, that
snapped
was an
over
opportunity
Prudien's
and a
head, I'll
half.
tell you. Woo.
Talk about swings. And the Raiders were right in there. There was a rush of Raiders.
Prudien will now be punting from his own 40. Oh, and there was a... Dan Ornstein fumbles it again. And the Huguenots recover the ball at the Scarsdale 10-yard line. And I would say that should just about do it.
There's a Raider hurt on the play yard. He seems to be in deep pain. That might be Danny Ornstein himself.
Ornstein's down on the field, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Rayback, for that wonderful tune.
The ball is at the Raider 15-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Huguenots.
Well, you've got two enemies now. The field position, a 1st and 10 rather, in the hands of the Huguenots, and 3 minutes left on the clock.
And unless the Huguenots really do something silly down here, this game is history.
As Pal said about a week ago, talking about the White Plains game, we're going to have to play the best game we can and then get a miracle. That's really the situation here. We're going to need a miracle.
Oh, definitely. Darren Thomas is stuck in the backfield by Andrew Brennan, 32. Scarsdale using its timeouts? No. The clock is still running, showing 2:21 on the scoreboard
And it's
clock.
a 3rd and 4, all right, which is a tremendous play.
3rd and 4.
Maybe third and 5 now that I look at it.
Coming down to the 2-minute mark.
Another timeout.
There's a timeout by the Raiders here. Stops the clock with 1:50 showing on the scoreboard clock. It's going to be 4th down for Rochelle and about 3 yards for the first down. The ball is on the...
About to be held. Take out your tickets at this time.
Where's the ball? Is that on the 4-yard
The
line?
total money collected was $182.
That's on the 8, all right.
That's the 8.
That
Okay.
means 91 goes to the scholarship fund and 91 goes to the lucky.
I'll tell you why we have a little break in the action.
Take out your tickets. Here comes the winning number.
I see number 75 in purple out there, and I just want to say, Art, we've seen a lot of players come and go this year in the league, but that Scott Travis, to me, is the most impressive lineman that we've come up against, both ways, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah, they spent the day running behind him. There's no question about that.
1, 4, 7, 0, 7, 7. Sorry, Kevin Thompson. 1, 4, 7, 0, 7, 7. The one who purchased it after Kevin Thompson. That's the winner. To collect your $91, come to the press booth. If you have this number, 147077, collect your money at the press booth. $91.
Rochelle coach is still out on the field. Okay. 1:50 showing on the scoreboard clock. Rochelle is showing a field goal.
Green to get the field goal. It's up, hit it.
And it's good. Prudian kicks the field goal.
Rochelle leads it 15-6. Rochelle leads 15-6.
15-6, Rochelle.
With that field goal.
Well, we were talking about a miracle, Art. Unfortunately, there's no play, there's no situation, at least on one series, in which the Raiders can score 9 points.
No.
And of course, that would only give you a tie.
No one has yet come to the press booth to collect their winnings. If you have the lucky ticket, please come to the press booth. The moms and dads would like to express their appreciation and thank you to everyone that participated in our 50-50 drawings during the last 3 home ball games. A reminder that all proceeds go toward our scholarship fund, and we are happy to announce that December the 10th will be the football banquet at the Colony Club, 3 p.m. December 10th. Thank you.
Well, I think we'll see a onside kick here, Art, perhaps?
Ready and back to kick off?
No, I don't think so. I think they've got it now. I don't know. Was that intentional? Or did he just screw it up?
He's hit hard. Hit by Johnny.
That was
Robbie Addis.
Robbie Addis.
22.
Once again, the number is 147077.
Okay, the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line with 1:46 seconds or thereabouts remaining in this ball game. They trail 15-6. There's a little pass to Brennan. Brennan takes it out. close to a first down, may have the first down. The Huguenots, again, are going to give up.
But critically, he
Anything
didn't
short
get
here.
out of bounds, Art, which is what that play was intended to do. The clock is still ticking away, a minute 18, 17, 15.
Silverman straight ahead
First down for the Scarsdale Raiders.
for the first down. And whoa, who's that down on the field?
Nick Wood.
Nick Wood is down on the field. He's laying out at about the 45-yard line. I don't know what happened there. He's just laying on the field holding his leg.
Let me see your number.
Ladies and gentlemen, comes to collect the winnings. It will go to the Moms and Dads Scholarship Fund if you don't come up to collect your winnings.
Okay, the Raiders come out. 2nd and 10. Walsh dropping. Looking out here to this, and
Pass
incomplete to Doug
It was
Knopp.
intended for Knopp,
Doug Knopp.
but he slipped just before he completed his down and out pattern.
2nd and 10 for the Raiders. 3rd and 10 for the Raiders.
It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Scarsdale Raiders at their own
Once again, that number
45.
is 147077. Please come and claim your money.
have until the end of the ball game. It's still going to be something unique because she was something to the right. She showed my ticket.
In motion goes Brennan to the left.
Pass incomplete. Again intended for Knopp.
Well, Art,
Incomplete.
Will Neil Lesser please report to the press booth? Neil Lesser to the press booth immediately.
that brings up a
Call the number again because not our client.
3rd and 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the number is
37 seconds showing on the clock.
Oh, 7-7. You have 37 seconds to come to the press booth and collect your winnings.
If not, we will draw again.
If not, we will draw again. So don't rip up your tickets, ladies and gentlemen.
Walsh looking, rolling right. Throws. He's got, and Knopp drops it. Okay, had Knopp
Once again, intended for
down on the
Knopp.
35-yard line.
Cannot be dropped the ball.
Knopp has dropped.
Well, they can say that, but it hasn't happened that often the entire season.
He had lost.
He had beautiful protection on that play. Of course, you have to account for the fact that the Huguenots are playing a home run defense.
Yeah. Bring it to 4th down and 10 at their own 45-yard line. And this could be the last play of the regular season for the Raider offense.
But before we forget to mention, there is a tie for the league.
Walsh is dropping. He's looking. He's in trouble. He's rolling to the right. Throws.
He's got him for first down.
And he's got Jeff Cochran out there for the first down.
The Raiders aren't saying die here.
No,
Art.
they're still digging. They're still digging.
And again, as I was saying, this is
They take a timeout.
the regular season finale, but fortunately not the end of the season, because last week, with their 19-0 victory over the White Plains Tigers, the Raiders assured themselves a bowl berth.
I just don't know which bowl this is going to mean, whether it's going to affect them for the top bowl or...
Well, of course, there was a change there that
You got 21 seconds to claim.
New Rochelle, Scarsdale, in terms of bowl points, would still be ahead of New Rochelle because under
yes.
the negative point system.
It's not New Rochelle. I'm wondering about Carmel and North of Rockland, how that's going to set up.
Claim your number or we will
Well,
withdraw
you s-
again.
It would seem to me that Scarsdale is still the team to beat in Section 1.
That I feel the same way, of course, but there's a bias there. I think that what helped the cause was the technical defeat that Carmel suffered on Monday when the Section 1A committee ruled that they had to suffer a technical loss by virtue of having played consecutive preseason scrimmages, which gave them a loss, not just a tie. And in the negative point system, that put them under Scarsdale.
Walsh is looking. And he's got Brennan out at the... And Brennan's out of bounds. After the first down at the 28-yard line. See how much that field goal meant now, huh?
It's interesting, Art. You're talking about the bowl situation, and of course, right in front of us is a situation that might have a tremendous bearing on what they do, because should Scarsdale score here and bring the game to a much closer score, I think that would have a profound effect on the committee.
Yeah.
You're right. I just pointed there. Keep leverage on it.
Walsh ducks away. Walsh is still going. And he gets out of bounds.
Neil Lesser, please report to the press booth.
You know, it's so great to sit back and second guess these games, but when you look back on the first touchdown that the Raiders
Please fill
got,
out your tickets once again. You got
the
6
two-point
seconds
conversion,
to
if they'd have
claim your
gone for it
ticket,
and
or we will
gotten
draw again. The number is
still put them in the running for this game at this point.
Well, that's yet to be proven, Art. Of course, we might be saying that in a couple of seconds. Should Scarsdale put up a score, then those 2 points had to have a bearing. Right now, as you know, that's not a factor in the game.
But second guessing is always the best guessing.
Outside leverage, son.
No, overthrow. Overthrows Brennan.
Intended for Brennan. 3 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen.
3 seconds showing on the scoreboard clock. Third down.
Walsh goes back.
Kevin Walsh dropping now.
Last time is expired.
Rolling out again.
The last play of the game.
He got Eric Bloomquist, but I believe it was out of bounds. And that's the ball game.
Check that.
Art, I just
That
think
is the ball game.
Please get off the field.
even in a losing cause, I think we'd be remiss if we didn't recap the season. First of all, as you and I know, being close to the team, the whole chemistry starts with one man, Coach Dick Palladino, his excellent assistant coaching staff, Mike Mena, Coach John Ventura. And there are so many stories of the season, you just don't know where to start. The Tom Lynch story, an inspiration, Adam Messenger, coming back and showing that intestinal fortitude. You have people who did terrific fill-in jobs. I think of Josh Kessler, who came in and did the job for an injured Brad Sussman. I think of Gerald Brennickmeyer going over from the offensive line to the defensive line and doing a terrific job. You've got to think of the tremendous courage of Kevin Walsh, who came back in the last
really
game.
deserve a special recognition here.
Exactly, and of course we haven't even started to mention the big names, Mr. Silverman, who had a tremendous game last week and showed pretty well today. Andrew Brennan, of course, who the coach called the best player in the whole Section 1, and I don't think you and I are going to quarrel with that.
But I'll tell you, one fellow who has to feel terrible today is Dan Ornstein. And this is really ridiculous because there's a guy who kept you in the season all season long. He was there. He had a couple of bad breaks today. I hope he doesn't let down on this because, Dan, you played a great season. You're a tremendous football player.
I know what you're saying, Art, but the young man has tremendous character. And, of course, he was a member of the famed FBI, that Federal Bureau of Interception, who more than, proved their mettle throughout the season with a phenomenal defensive record. And you can go on and on.
Bloomquist and John Rydell.
Absolutely. John Rydell, there's another. It shows that there's always room for a real football player. And the innovation of Coach Powell to recognize that when he moved Brennickmeyer over to the defensive side, that he needed somebody to step up, and he went to an athlete, and it proved a brilliant move, and John did a terrific job. He was all over the field last week. And again, I think Walsh had terrific protection today, and the line did an admirable job. Then there were Peter Fratkin. Pee-wee Fratkin, as the coach refers to him affectionately, had a whale of a season, capped last week with his 3 interceptions. And Doug Knopp, how many times have we called that number, both offensively and defensively.
The Raiders had a whale of a season. They have nothing to be ashamed of, and they're still going to go into the bowl, and they will probably play in the top bowl anyway, so they've still got a shot at taking it all. I hope they don't let down.
Actually, this might be, you always like to look for something positive in an
Two
upset like
regular
this.
season games in 2 years. That's quite a record.
I'll tell you, if Scarsdale should be fortunate enough to still get a shot at the #1 bowl bid, I think that this might have been very meaningful to them, because Coach Powell was preaching restraint. He was cautioning the boys not to look at their ratings, not to look at the rankings, not to look at the paper. And I think that, as so often happens, it's an instinct, and you're talking about young 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. It's an irresistible impulse. And next week, preparing them, I think that he had cautioned them about what New Rochelle had and what they showed today. And I think his preparation for the bowl game, wherever it might be, will take on an added meaning, because I think he has an attentive class, you might say, listening to him, because whatever cockiness and confidence might have been there, of course, there's no basis for it any longer.
Right, this was undoubtedly New Rochelle's best effort of the season. And, well, they were a good team today. That's all there is.